This video is obviously slightly off topic from what I do normally, but it's fascinating, isn't it? We've had a run of completely incredible weather, and you know, doing a lot of reading on this, and whilst we're cheery and it's brilliant, we have to consider what the global impact of all this is, and how have we got to this point? What has been the impact thus far to mean that we've had a run of, what's it now, 3-4 weeks, especially in England, of amazing weather, and you know, so much so it's disrupted people going on holiday and all of these things because people just choosing to stay in this country. But what brings me to this message today, the rain's here. Bit of rain, good for the earth, good for the ground, good for the plants, good for all manner of things. I pop into my local shop. It's a shop that I visit regularly, and when I've been going in there in the last few weeks, what's the main complaint? It's too hot, it's uncomfortable, it's horrible. How can we deal with this? It's too warm, I don't like it. Now it rains. I go into the same shop, they're still complaining. Now it's wet, it's cold, it's miserable. I have to get my jumper out to put a coat on. Where's the sun gone? God, it was never going to last, was it? That's typical, that's this country, we get it for so long. I think there's a point when you realise in life, and I realised it a couple of years ago, but it just stands so true today. You cannot please everybody. And sometimes there are groups of people, a large number of them, who are only ever happy when they're complaining. They need it. They need that fuel inside them. They need to be complaining about something, because without that, they have no conversation. They don't talk about their hobbies, their interests, their loved ones. They're talking about things which make them unhappy. They're justifying their unhappiness and why they're miserable by picking on the most mundane things. I, for one, love to see a bit of rain. It's nice to have some balance. Of course, I love the sunshine, it's glorious. But actually, it's quite nice to have a couple of cooler days, mix it up a little bit. I know we get our fair share in this country, and a lot of other countries worldwide get even more than we do, of rain, of the cold, of the snow. We had an awful amount of snow at the start of this year, which is not as far away from now as we think. The more we sort of reflect back on how this year has gone, from January through to August, we've had the worst weather, the coldest in my living memory that this country has been. And then we've got the hottest weather again in living memory that this country has been. And you know, the fact that the planet is making these kind of big swings from the coldest to the hottest in such a short period of time makes me very reflective, and it's quite thought-provoking about how we're getting to this stage, and what we can do to reduce the impact. And there are lots of things. I won't go into this video, but the main point about this video is, I think too many people take for granted how good they've got it. You know, if you have a car, if you have a home, if you have a family, forget actually the car and the home. If you have a family, if you have one or more people around you who love you, then you've won. You know, if you've got a roof over your head, if you've got food and drink, those things are additional to that. But you know, to complain that it's too hot, then to complain that it's too cold, to complain it's too wet, to complain it's too dry, that's when you need to have some self-reflection and start to consider what is important in life. So, the weather today, it's wet. It doesn't faze me at all. Been out for my run. Hasn't stopped me from doing what I want to do. And you know what? Just put a light jacket on. No big deal.